Here's what nobody wants to admit. Revolutions don't just explode out of nowhere. They build like pressure under a cracked wall. And right now, the same warning signs that once reshaped France, Russia, and Cuba are showing up in one country people never expected to see on the list: the United States. History teaches a simple truth. Every major revolution follows the same steps, almost like a recipe. Different countries, different cultures, same pattern. For some reason, humans repeat this cycle again and again. Today, we're breaking down the 6 stages of revolution, tracing them through France, Russia, and Cuba. And then we'll look at why the USA is showing clear signs of stage 4, the most unstable, most unpredictable stage of all. The biggest mistake any country makes is thinking, it can't happen here. France thought that in the 1700s. Russia believed it in the early 1900s. Cuba said it right up until the moment it didn't matter anymore. Revolutions don't happen because people want chaos. They happen because nothing else seems to work. But what actually pushes a society from frustration to collapse to a full reset? That's where these 6 stages come in. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Stage 1. The old order stretches too far. This is where every revolution starts. The old system, whatever it is, gets so rigid, so out of touch, that it can't adjust to pressure. People don't rise up because they hate their country. They rise up because the normal stops making sense. Before the French Revolution, the country was basically running a medieval system in a world that was changing fast. The king, nobles, and clergy had money and privilege. Everyone else paid taxes, carried the load, and got nothing back. On top of that, France was drowning in debt, food prices were rising, and the government treated it like a small problem instead of a flashing red alarm. That mismatch between old rules and new reality was the spark. Russia before 1917 was stuck between 2 worlds, the old empire and a new industrial society. Workers lived brutal lives. Peasants had nothing. The Tsar believed he was chosen by God, so he refused to adapt. The gap between the ruler and the ruled grew so wide that one more shock was all it took. Cuba in the 1950s had a modern side, big tourism, fancy hotels, but most ordinary Cubans lived in poverty, while the government was tied up with corruption and outside interests. It was a time bomb dressed up as a tropical vacation. What this stage really means: a country doesn't explode because one thing goes wrong. It's the slow burn when the people at the top say, everything's fine, while everyone else feels like the system is breaking. Stage 2. The pressure builds. Once the old order starts falling apart, small problems get bigger, and big problems start running the show. People feel squeezed. Trust drops. Old institutions look weaker. France, taxes kept rising. Bread prices jumped. The government's attempt to fix the economy failed. People started saying, why are we starving while the nobles throw parties? Even moderate voices began losing patience. Russia entered World War I unprepared. Soldiers didn't have proper boots. Factories couldn't keep up. Food shortages crushed daily life. People began whispering that the Tsar wasn't fit to rule. Cuba. Every attempt to reform Cuba failed. Poverty stayed high. Police crackdowns increased. Students, workers, and rural farmers all blamed the government. Pressure was everywhere. This stage is about something simple. People don't just feel unhappy, they feel trapped. And when a whole society feels cornered, it's only a matter of time before someone pushes back. Stage 3. The breaking point. This is the moment when the old order cracks. Not fully destroyed yet, but something breaks badly enough that the country can't pretend anymore. France. The Estates General Meeting was supposed to solve France's financial crisis. Instead, it revealed how unfair the system was. The commoners walked out and formed their own assembly. The king tried to block them, and that was it. Trust between rulers and the people collapsed. Russia. In February 1917, Strikes turned into marches. Marches turned into mass protests. Soldiers refused to fire on crowds and instead joined them. When the military stops listening to the ruler is finished. The Tsar abdicated. Cuba Batista's government lost control of the countryside. Guerrilla groups spread. The military couldn't crush the movement. Batista fled the country on New Year's Eve. Once again, the old order collapsed under its own weight. The breaking point isn't a single event. It's when a country realizes the system can't hold anymore. Something deep changes in people's minds. The fear of speaking out disappears. And once that fear is gone, the old order is basically finished. Stage 4. The crisis stage. This is the most chaotic stage. The old system falls, but nothing stable replaces it yet. There's confusion, anger, blame, and a power struggle. This is where revolutions turn into something bigger than anyone expected. And this is where modern-day USA shows the clearest patterns. But first, let's understand what Stage 4 actually looks like in history. France. After the old system collapsed, France fell into full chaos. Different factions fought for control. The king was executed. New leaders came in. Then they were removed. Violence spread. Trust in institutions was gone. Everyone believed they were saving the country, even as things spiraled downward. Russia. After the Tsar fell, Russia didn't stabilize. A temporary government tried to rule but had no authority. Workers, soldiers, and peasants all wanted different things. Chaos opened the door for the Bolsheviks. Once they took over, the country fell into civil war. Cuba, after Batista left, there wasn't unity. Different revolutionary groups each wanted a different future. Fidel Castro's group eventually took control, but only after months of confusion, power fights, and fear about what the new Cuba would look like. Stage 4 in the USA. Why people think the parallels are real. Let's be clear. The USA is not France in 1789, not Russia in 1917, and not Cuba in 1959. Every country has its own story. But when historians compare patterns, they look for behaviors, not outcomes. And here are the patterns that make experts say the USA is showing Stage 4, energy. 1. Widespread distrust in institutions. In every Stage 4 revolution, trust collapses first. In modern USA, a huge number of people don't trust the government. Others don't trust the elections. Many don't trust the media. Some don't trust law enforcement. Even the military is now debated. Schools and courts are seen as biased, depending on who you ask. This is a classic Stage 4 sign. When people believe the system itself is broken, the old order weakens fast. 2. Extreme polarization. In France, the left and right literally sat on different sides of the room and ended up calling each other enemies. In Russia, moderates and radicals couldn't agree on anything. In Cuba, the country split between government loyalists and revolutionaries. In the USA, people are divided on almost everything. Social media pushes the extremes. Every issue becomes us versus them. Families argue. Friends stop talking. People move states just to live around people who think like them. When society stops debating and starts treating differences like threats, Stage 4 becomes possible. 3. Rapid spread of crisis after crisis. Stage 4 revolutions almost always include a chain of crises, not just one. France had food shortages, riots, and debt. Russia had war, strikes, and famine. Cuba had corruption, poverty, and violent crackdowns. In the USA, the last few years have shown a global pandemic. Economic shocks, housing shortages, inflation protests, political violence, major scandals, mistrust in public health, doubts about the future. Alone, each crisis is manageable. Together, they create the same emotional pressure that pushed past revolutions deeper into Stage 4.4. People feel like the system no longer works. This is the biggest sign of all. In surveys in recent years, Many believe the government doesn't listen. Many think the economy is unfair. Many feel the system is rigged. Many think their vote doesn't matter. Many believe the country is heading in the wrong direction. This frustration is exactly what Stage 4 looks like across history. Not because rebellion is coming, but because the belief that this isn't working is the root emotion behind every revolution. Stage 5. The power struggle. After the chaos of Stage 4, someone, or some group, always steps in to grab control. France. Robespierre took over during the Reign of Terror, then fell. Eventually, Napoleon rose and basically reset the entire system. Russia, Lenin and the Bolsheviks seized power during the crisis. Then they consolidated it during the Civil War. Cuba, Castro became the central figure. He restructured the entire government and changed Cuba forever. Stage 5 is simple. Someone fills the power vacuum left by Stage 4. As for the USA, this stage hasn't happened. But if Stage 4 energy continues, whoever takes control next, any side, any person, could shape the country in ways people can't yet imagine. Stage 6. The New Order. Every revolution ends with a new system, new rules, and a new identity. France went from monarchy to chaos, to Napoleon's empire, to a version of democracy. Russia transformed from the Tsar's empire to the world's first fully communist state. Cuba became a single-party government with a totally new economic and social system. The new order always claims to fix what the old order couldn't. The real question: what does it mean for today? The USA isn't guaranteed to follow the same path. History doesn't repeat perfectly, but it does rhyme. Here's the important part. Just because a country shows Stage 4 signs doesn't mean it will collapse, break apart, or fall into a revolution. Sometimes Stage 4 leads to reform. Sometimes societies pull themselves back from the brink. Sometimes new leaders or new movements calm things down. Sometimes nothing dramatic happens at all. Stage 4 is a crossroads, not a verdict. But ignoring the patterns never works. France tried that and lost their monarchy. Russia tried and got a full revolution. Cuba tried and saw a takeover that reshaped the island forever. People feel unheard, when institutions lose trust, when everyone picks a side, when crisis after crisis shakes the country. Stage 4. Energy becomes real. And that's why historians, not just political voices, say the USA is showing signs that fit this stage. The story is not finished. The pattern is worth paying attention to. Every revolution, France, Russia, Cuba, followed the same 6 stages. Not because people wanted chaos, but because the system hit a point where no one trusted it anymore. The USA today shows the same tension, the same doubt, the same pressure that defined Stage 4 in every major revolution in history. It doesn't mean the future is written. It only means the pattern is visible. And history is whispering a warning we've seen many times before. If you enjoy our journey, please like and subscribe to our channel, and if you like our content and want to support me, you are welcome to buy me a coffee. The link is in the description box below.